Hello guys, welcome back to another session. This is class number 10. Yes, number 10 already, I know. We're going to work today on something a little bit more intense. We're going to start getting into our first arm balance, which will be our crow. I'll give you different variations to get into it. We may work towards our wheel pose, and finally we'll try to work on a headstand that, of course, you can always use the wall to help you out. I'm just going to explain you and let you know how can we do that. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to start directly in our downward facing dog. So from our all fours, flex the feet, lift the hips up, back, and allow the heels to drop. Start pedaling the feet up and down to release any tension you may have on the hamstrings. Relax the neck and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly look forward, bend the knees, and walk until you reach between your hands. Open up the chest, take a deep inhalation, and as you exhale, fold. If you need to, again, bend the knees, extend the legs, pedal the feet to release a bit of tension. When you're ready, bend both your knees, release the arms, and vertebra by vertebra start coming up. Last, your shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to start moving into, I would say, a combination of our sun salutation that we did in our previous session, as well as some moon salutations from Hatha Yoga, just to start opening the back a little bit towards our back bends later on. So start with the feet together, press with the feet down onto the mat, engage the glutes, engage the legs, shoulders back and down, arms alongside the body. Take a deep inhalation, reach both arms up, look to the fingers. As you exhale, fold, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, look forward, open the chest. Feel free to step back or maybe jump back into your Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Left knee drops onto the mat. We move into our Anjaneyasana, first variation. Interlock the fingers behind, open up the chest, bring the shoulders back. Feel free to stay here, this is fine. When you start feeling more comfortable, try to really open up through the chest. Try to bring the fingers down to the floor, they may even reach the floor. And breathe for 3. Feel free to look forward, up or back, 2. And 1. Slowly hands to the mat, step back. Chaturanga, lower push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step now the left foot forward, right knee on the mat. Same thing. Interlock the fingers behind, open up the chest. Try to reach back and down. Maybe fingers reach the floor. And we breathe. For 3, 2, and 1. Hands to the mat, step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here. Breathing deeply and slowly for 3, 2, and 1. Look forward, bend the knees, slowly walk. Jump or float. Top of the mat, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply, inhale to your chair pose. Look to the fingers. Again on the exhale, fold. Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, deep lengthen, look forward, open up the chest. Exhale, walk or jump back. Chaturanga, lower push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, place the left knee on the mat. Same thing, different variation. Reach the arms up. Grab the elbows with the hands, elevate the shoulders, and bring the elbows back as the hips go forward. To start opening up more through the thoracic for 3. Slow and long breaths. 2. Good. 1, inhale deep, exhale, hands to the floor, step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step now the left foot forward, place the right knee down. Same thing. Reach the arms up. Grab the elbows with the hands, maybe the opposite way. Elevate the shoulders, elbows back. If you feel your shoulders are a bit stacked, feel free to move gently forward and back to create a bit more space as the hips go forward. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly inhale deep, exhale, step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale into your downward facing dog, holding here. Pushing the floor away. If you feel comfortable here, feel free to bring the right leg up and back. Try to maintain the foot flexed and try to ground through the left heel. 2, 1 line between the fingers and the back heel. 2. Good. And 1. Slowly bring both feet on the mat. Look forward, bend the knees, walk, jump or float. Top of the mat, inhale. Exhale, fold. Perfect. Last one, bend the knees. Inhale to your chair pose. And as you exhale, fold. Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, look forward, open up the chest. Exhale, walk, jump or float to your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, left knee on the mat. Moving into our last variation, reach the arms up. Interlock the fingers, elevate the shoulders, fingers back. Feel free to stay here if you feel comfortable with the back foot pointed. Lift the knee off the mat. By pressing with the foot, engage your glute for 3. Good. 2. 1, hands to the mat, step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step now the left foot forward, right knee on the mat. Same thing. Reach the arms up. Elevate the shoulders, interlock the fingers, maybe press with the right foot down, lifting the knee, and breathe. For 3, 2, nice, and 1. Slowly hands to the mat, step back. Chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale into your downward facing dog, holding here. If you feel comfortable, bring the left leg up and back. This time again, flex the foot. Try to lift the heel high and breathe for 3. Good. 2. And 1. Allow the foot to drop. Look forward, bend the knees and slowly walk, jump or float. Top of the mat, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply. Inhale into your chair. And exhale, bring the hands back on the mat. Okay, we're going to separate the feet about hips distance, starting from our squat. So drop your hips. We're going to try to get into a crow. And we have many options we can get into. First option, we would want the knees to be quite wide and placing the inner knee on the outside of the upper arm or of the elbow. That way, we're pressing with the knees in and we're pressing with the elbows out to maintain that, to lock, to maintain the stability strong, making sure when we go forward, we're not losing and we don't drop with the legs down, right? So we place the hands onto the floor, we press with the knees in, with the elbows out, we lean forward, we maintain that connection, we look forward, not down, look forward, maybe lift one foot, maybe both. If you feel you're going towards the floor or you're scared to reach the floor, maybe place first the head on the mat, then lift the feet, and then last try to push through your arms to look forward, opening slightly the chest. We breathe maybe for 3, 2, 1, feet on the mat. Relax, maybe the wrists feel a lot of tension. Feel free to move them a little bit. That is quite normal, especially at first. This would be our first variation. If you want to go a little deeper, if you're already comfortable in this variation, I'm going to show you the second option. Otherwise, you can repeat the same thing right now. We would bring the hands down onto the mat. The only difference now is instead of placing the knee on the outside, we place it on top of the elbow, right? So we start by lifting the hips high, okay, and then we place the knees on top of the elbows. We bend the elbows about 90 degrees. We look forward and we start transferring the weight forward. Maybe one foot lifts, make sure the knee is right on top of the elbow. Maybe we lift the other. We're stacking the bones one on top of the other and we breathe. We look forward for 3. Good. 2, bring the feet high towards the glutes. 2. Good. And 1, maybe 1 foot down, then the other, and release. Slowly shake the hands if there is any tension. And breathe. Good. For 3. Nice. 2. And 1. Perfect. From here, take deep inhalation. Extend the arms, place the palms on the floor, and exhale, lift the hips high as much as you can into a forward bend. Grab the big toes with the first 2 fingers and thumb. Feel free to bend the knees if you need to. Lengthen through the spine, inhale, and as you exhale, take it down. Try to focus on rotating through the hips, so you're lifting, you're trying to bring the sitting bones facing up to the ceiling for 3. 2. And 1. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, bend the knee slightly, release the hands on the hips, and very slowly come back up. We're going to try to work on a little bit of balance right now. If you don't feel comfortable, you can always place one hand on the wall to help you balance easier. We start by bringing the right knee up. You may want to bring the hand on the knee. If that's okay, bring the hand on the big toe, extending through the leg. Bring the right shoulder back and breathe. Slow and long breaths. For 3. Good. 2. Nice. And 1. Slowly see if you can open to the side. If this is too much, you can always press on the inner knee instead, and we breathe for 3. Good. 2. 1, come back to center. We switch hands. So right hand comes on the hips, left hand comes onto the outer knee or the outer foot if you're able to extend the leg. If this feels comfortable for you, bring the right arm up and then bring it back and try to switch your gaze, to shift your gaze towards your right fingers, and we breathe. This is completely optional, and otherwise, just switch your hands and try to look towards your shoulder 2. Good. And 1. Slowly come back to center. Take a deep inhalation. Both hands on the hips. Feel free to stay with the knee bend, or if you can, extend the leg. Bring the foot as high as you can and breathe. For 3, engage the core and engage the quads. 2. Maybe a little bit the glutes. And 1. Slowly release. Shake the legs. Take out the tension. And when you're ready, we're going to repeat on the other side. So start by lifting the knee. If that's okay, extend the leg, grab the big toe. Left shoulder comes back. We breathe. For 3, if you need to help with the other hand to stabilize, that's fine, or you can grab and place the hand on the wall. 2. 1. Slowly try to open to the side. For 3. Slow and long breaths. 2. Nice. And 1. Slowly come back to the center. Switch your hands. Maybe left hand to the hip or maybe left arm up. And then we start bringing it back, switching or shifting actually the gaze, looking to the left fingers. And we breathe. For 3. 2. Nice. And 1. Slowly inhale up. Exhale back to center, both hands on the hips. Point your left foot. Lift the left leg high and breathe. If you can't with the leg extended, bend the knee. That's also okay. 2. Nice. And 1. Slowly release. Shake the legs to take out the tension. And when you're ready, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, feet about hips distance. And very, very slowly start squatting for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands can go behind you to help you balance. Or maybe you don't need your hands. And very slowly allow your sitting bones to drop. Vertebra by vertebra, start coming down to the mat. Okay? We'll try to work on our backbend from here. We'll have different options. First option, we already should be familiar with this from many other yoga sessions. We can bring the feet about hips distance, try to touch with your fingers your heels. Engage the glutes, slightly lift the hips up, coming into our bridge. If this feels comfortable, try to grab your legs or your feet with your hands, press with the shoulders down on the floor, lift the hips high, knees parallel to the hips, and breathe. Open up through the chest for 3. Good. 2. Nice. And 1. Slowly come back down. Breathe in and out. Try to release any tension you may have right now. Good. For 2 more breaths. Nice. And 1. We'll try to take it a little deeper this time. Bring your hands back with your fingers looking to your shoulders. Lift the hips first and press with your hands top of the head on the floor. Pressing with the arms. Make sure all the weight is not on your head, but instead is on your arms. Feel free to stay here. If you feel comfortable, try to push. Maybe we come halfway. This is fine, and we breathe. Just lifting slightly. 2. 1. Slowly come back down. Relax. Release. And breathe. For 3. 2. Good. And 1. Perfect. Now we'll move into our last round. Very similar, but if you are able to extend the arms, we then can move into our full wheel pose. Otherwise, we can repeat any of the previous variations, maybe even just head on the floor, and we just lift the hips up and open up the chest. Your choice. Wherever you are, take a deep inhale. Maybe here, maybe lifting halfway, maybe extending the arms, and we breathe. Try to press with the legs to lift the hips high, opening up through the chest. 2. Good. And 1. Slowly come back down. And very slowly come back down. Last, bring the hips onto the mat. Bend the knees, hug the knees. Move gently forward and back to release tension on the lumbar spine. And start rolling farther and farther, or wider and wider, until you're able to sit down onto the mat. Okay? Cross the legs, place the hands in front of you, lean forward, place the knees on the floor, and come into your Vajrasana, your thunderbolt pose. From here, you can already relax in your shavasana. That's first option. Or if you want to learn, understand how can we move towards our headstand, I'm going to share this with you. So we would start in this position, kind of like a child's pose or a Vajrasana with the forearms down. And we start by grabbing the distance of the elbows. Then we would interlock the fingers, placing the top of the head on the floor, back of the head on the hands. If you don't feel comfortable, if you've never done it, be very careful. Ideally have someone with you to give you a hand, to use the wall, or even if you don't feel comfortable at all, just wait until you have a teacher that can help you out on this one, okay? Flex the feet and try to lift the hips up by extending the legs. This may be enough for us. We don't have to go farther than this. If you feel very comfortable, maybe start walking with your feet forward, connecting the core with the thighs a little bit. Maybe you start feeling that as the hips go forward, you start losing the connection with the feet and the floor. They start feeling weightless. Maybe we bend one knee, then maybe the other knee. We may bring the heels to the glutes. Maybe we bring the knees up. Maybe we extend the legs and we come into our full headstand. We're going to try to hold it here for about 10, 9, again, feel free to use the wall or have someone to help you out. 7, 6, engaging our whole body, pushing through the arms. 5, the head is actually not holding all the weight, but the arms are doing a lot of work. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, the same way you came up, come back down and relax into your child's pose. Breathing deeply and slowly and maintaining your eyes closed. Slowly come back to seated, extend the legs forward and very slowly lay down on the mat into your shavasana. Feel free to do a twist if you have any tension from the back bends before. You can do one side and then the other at your own pace. And when we finish, we're going to come back into our relaxing pose. Noticing any tension we may have. Noticing our breath. Noticing our body, noticing our mind. Try to let go of any tension, any discomfort that we may have right now. Coming back into this moment. Coming back into a relaxed state. If you want to stay a little longer in Shavasana, feel free to stay for a few minutes. Otherwise, when you're ready, start moving the toes, the fingers, the hands, the feet, the neck. Just as when you wake up from bed, stretch yourself completely, maintaining your eyes closed. Slowly bend your knees, and just as when you sleep on one side, lay down onto one side. And with the help of your hands, come back into a seated position. Making sure the spine is long, shoulders are gently back, hands anywhere that feels comfortable. And try to take a moment here to observe your body, your mind and your breath. And if you have any pleasant sensation coming in right now, try to consciously maintain that feeling for the rest of the day. Take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good, again, inhale deep through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Last one, inhale deep and exhale. Relax the neck, chin to chest, and very slowly and gently we will open our eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today and all these previous days. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.